Moses was born during a difficult time for the Israelites, who were living as slaves in Egypt. Pharaoh, fearing the growing number of Israelites, had ordered all newborn Hebrew boys to be killed. To save her son, Moses' mother hid him for 3 months and then placed him in a basket, setting him afloat on the Nile River. Pharaoh's daughter discovered the basket, took pity on the baby, and adopted him, raising him as her own in the palace. Though Moses grew up in Egyptian royalty, he was aware of his Hebrew heritage. One day, as a young man, he saw an Egyptian beating an Israelite slave and, in a fit of anger, killed the Egyptian. Fearing for his life, Moses fled Egypt to the land of Midian, where he lived as a shepherd and married Zipporah, the daughter of Midianite priest. Many years later, while tending his flock, Moses encountered a strange sight, a bush that was on fire but didn't burn up. As he approached, God spoke to him, calling him to return to Egypt to lead the Israelites to freedom. Though Moses doubted his own abilities and feared rejection, God promised to be with him and even performed miracles to convince him. Obeying God's command, Moses returned to Egypt and, along with his brother Aaron, confronted Pharaoh, demanding that he left the Israelites to go. Pharaoh refused, so God sent a series of devastating plagues upon Egypt, each one showing his power. Finally, after the 10th and the most tragic plague, the death of the firstborn, Pharaoh allowed the Israelites to live. Moses then led the Israelites through the desert, parting the Red Sea with God's help when Pharaoh's army pursued them. Then Israelites crossed safely while the sea closed upon the Egyptian soldiers. Moses led his people towards the promised land, enduring their complaints and doubts. Along the way, he received the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai, which formed the foundation of the Israelite covenant with God. Although he made mistakes like striking a rock in anger when God asked him to speak to it, Moses continued to lead faithfully for 40 years. He guided the people with patience and was known as a friend of God. Moses ultimately saw the promised land from a mountaintop but was not allowed to enter it. He died at the age of 120, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest leaders in the Bible, a man of deep faith who followed God's will despite challenges and his own fears. Thank you.